Poverty affects 2/3 of our world, but the Orphans and Widows Ministry seeks to assist those affected by its worst consequences, the fatherless and husbandless affected by war, AIDS, and slavery. More than 600 orphans and widows are now being assisted through the generosity of churches around the world. This ministry is currently seeking gifted, trustworthy, and hardworking leadership in churches that have already taken the initiative to care for orphans and widows. The hope is to maximize their potential by providing the funds these ministries desperately need. Main assistance in all 3 areas of this work is through sponsorship. The ministry is currently assisting children in Kenya, Zambia, and Sierra Leone, but the work is only beginning. In Sierra Leone, Pastor Blackie leads a team to provide for widows and orphans in the aftermath of their brutal civil war. Shortly after starting a church with 16 people, Peter read a friend's Bible advocate and started the Church of God Seventh-day in Sierra Leone.
On a Wednesday day, 11 children.
11 children?
Yes, and 5
adults.
Adults, yes.
One side. Amputee, they name the one side. Polio, they name the one side.
When my body can't to back, now all I tell them, meet up Pastor Blackie. Pastor Blackie, they're going to preach to picking them.
Rose is now the leader of the Orphans Ministry in South Nyanza and cares for 2 orphans in her home.
And they are also obsolete orphans. We decided to take them and go out with them to stay with them.
She had advanced stages of AIDS at that time, but we've been able to get her on antiretroviral medications, and her health is now good, and she is doing well in school also. Her first year back to school, she was able to finish 2nd in her class of 26.
Other girls like Jemima and Mary, who have contracted the virus, are also receiving care, slowing the effects of HIV. As these women and children begin to rebuild their lives, the Orphans and Widows Ministry supports them through sponsorship. Children are strongly encouraged to write to their sponsors periodically, and sponsors have the opportunity to write back as well. But assisting through sponsorships is not all that is done. In Kenya, calves are bought for teenage children to provide for their future. Full-grown heifers eventually produce more calves and offer milk for families.
She's pregnant.
Adult bulls are sold to buy more calves, start small businesses, and pay for continued education. In another area of Kenya, sheep are bought for younger children to raise. When fully grown, they can be sold to increase the herd and eventually buy calves. Also, both a primary and secondary school are operated in Kenya.
Alexander Chipkwani, he's the headmaster of the Chisoan Primary School that we operate under the Church of God. We also have orphans at this school, totaling 31 out of the 127 students at your school.
Yeah, you're right.
I understand that you've been having great successes in your school, and even the 3rd and 4th and 5th grades.
Exactly.
In some times, they finish 1st in their zone out of 26 different schools.
Got it, yeah.
And she then had nobody at the refugee camp to take care of her. Now she's with us. The women's ministry of the Church of God Seventh-day has found her, brought her in, and she is now a daughter of the King. Do you want to say hello into the camera?
Yes,
just look at the camera and say hello.
hello.
In Sierra Leone, the Widows and Orphans Ministry has rescued over 40 girls like Isha out of underage prostitution. The average age of these girls is around 14, where the youngest is just 11. These girls are being cared for by the church and given a new name, Daughters of the King, and more girls are being added. The Daughters of the King are currently staying with members of the church. These girls are receiving counseling and a 1-year Bible study curriculum to heal their emotional wounds and repair their self-worth. Besides providing physical assistance, our children are coming to know Jesus Christ. Their newfound hope will not only improve their quality of life now, but give them a better future in the life to come.
The Holy Spirit can inside me. I say now I don't change now. I tell God thank you for that.
The way they feel, I tell God thank you, I tell Master Jesus thank you. Right now, the way they feel with Stradewa day, not to the same again.
I tell God thank you because today I get hope.
Today I'm here, Pastor Blackisi. He said, let me come join the man of God. But I join the man of God now.